Hello friends, we are continuing our discussion of thermodynamics. Now comes delta Hn, heat of neutralization or enthalpy of neutralization. This is change in enthalpy of a system when 1 gram equivalent acid. So you should be careful because heat of formation is per mole, heat of combustion per mole, but this is heat of neutralization is per gram equivalent. Change in enthalpy of a system when 1 gram equivalent acid and 1 gram equivalent base is completely neutralized. All right, and the heat released is called heat of neutralization, and for strong acids and strong bases this value is always constant, which is minus 13.7 kilocalories or around minus 57.1 kilojoules. Approximate conversion factor is 1 joule, 1 calorie equal to 4.184 joules. All right. If you take say HBr plus KOH, again if you look at the amount of heat released plus KBr, the amount of heat released, still you will observe it is minus 13.7 kilocalories. Means for strong acids and strong bases this value is always constant, 13.7 kilocalories. All right. The reason is simple. If you take if you take a large beaker and if you put in HCl and NaOH, these are completely fully ionized because they are strong acids and strong bases, so they are fully ionized initially. All right. So exactly what happens, Na positive and Cl negative, they remain there in the solution. All right. So as such, no new interaction is there. The entire interaction is due to combination of 1 gram ion of H positive and 1 gram ion of OH negative. All right. To give 1 mole of OH bond, and the heat released is minus 13.7 kilocalories. So since in every case whenever we add a strong acid and strong base, the amount of heat released is always constant because the amount of heat released is due to formation of 1 mole of OH bonds, and the heat released is 13.7 kilocalories. This is the reason whenever we use a strong acid or strong base, the amount of heat released is a constant value. All right. But if you take a weak acid in place of a strong acid, if you use a weak acid and a strong base, suppose, then the amount of heat released is not 13.7, it is less than 13.7. Say the amount of heat released is 12.8 kilocalories. Means, see, negative sign, you should be again careful. Negative sign we are indicating because the heat is released. Now see, there is a difference of 0.9 kilocalories. So where the 0.9 kilocalorie has gone, see, acetic acid is a weak acid, so it has absorbed some heat for self-ionization, and this difference is plus 0.9 kilocalories. All right. Point is clear. 0.9 kilocalories of heat is absorbed by the weak acid, acetic acid, for self-ionization. So this is it. So there will be questions you will be asked, say HCl plus NaOH, say HBr plus NaOH, or HI plus say NaOH, in which case the delta Hn value is maximum. So you have to say same in all of these, same, because all are strong acids and strong bases. All are strong acids and strong bases. Or suppose we have a question, acetic acid plus NH4OH, or acetic acid plus NaOH, or say HCl plus NH4OH, and we have HCl plus NaOH, in which case maximum amount of heat is released. Then you have to say here and in which case minimum amount of heat is released. So here the first case, why minimum amount of heat is released? Because both acid and base both are weak, so obviously both of them will absorb some heat for self ionization. That is why in the heat released is minimum in this case. All right, and then we have questions like we are given one normal HCl and one normal of NaOH. All right, these two are mixed, say 50 ml and 50 ml. All right, second it is 25 ml and 75 ml. Then third we have 80 ml and 20 ml, and last says the question is, in which case maximum amount of heat is released? In which case maximum amount of heat is released? Last option is same in all. All right, now see, the point is the answer is the first one, because here maximum extent of neutralization is taking place. Here maximum extent of neutralization is taking place, whereas in this case only 25 ml NaOH is neutralized by 25 ml of one normal HCl. Remaining 50 ml HCl will remain there unreacted. Similarly, here only 20 ml HCl is neutralized, rest 60 ml out of 80, only 60 ml remain unreacted. So maximum extent of neutralization is taking place in this case. In you will find some numericals as well, like say suppose question is 500 ml one normal HCl on neutralization with a strong base. It will be mentioned with a strong base how much amount of heat is released. See, the amount of heat means it is released, and it is always positive. Delta Hn is negative. Delta Hn is negative, but when a strong acid is mixed with a strong base, heat is released basically. So 500 ml one normal HCl is neutralized. How much amount of heat is released? With a strong base, of course. So the point is when 1000 ml one normal, all right, strong acid or strong base is neutralized, what is the amount of heat released? It is minus say 57.1 kilojoules. Minus 57.1 kilojoules. All right, we have minus 57.1 kilojoules. Therefore, 500 ml one normal on neutralization will produce half of it. 57, the half, it is around 25, 26, 27, 28, 28 point something, 28.5, 55, etc. Means half of this value. That is 500 by 1000, or means 500 into this value divided by 1000. So half of this value, this much amount of heat, and you will not put negative sign because the amount of heat is released. So you will find these kind of questions. And other questions like suppose we are given C, we are given H2SO4 plus barium hydroxide. All right, first option. Second option, we are given NaOH plus say HBr, and third we are given KOH plus HCl. Fourth is same in all the case, same in all. The question is out of these three, in which case maximum amount of means the heat of neutralization. Let us discuss first heat of neutralization, delta Hn. In which case delta Hn is maximum. The answer is it is same in all the cases, because delta Hn for strong acids and strong bases is always constant. So the correct answer is fourth option, delta Hn is constant. Now suppose the question is in which case maximum amount of heat is released. In which case maximum amount of heat is released. Now the correct answer is the first one. Reason, see, when we are adding KOH and HBr, we will assume it is H positive plus OH negative equal to water. Here also H positive plus OH negative equal to water. But if it is written like this, so H2SO4 is a dibasic acid. It is producing 2H positive and barium hydroxide is producing 2OH negative. So how much mole of water is formed? 2 moles of water are formed. So the amount of heat released is basically, it is 13.7 into 2 or 57.1 into 2. But when we are asked delta Hn, the heat released is 57.1 into 2, but we are asked delta Hn, means we are bound to a definition, and that definition says change in enthalpy of a system when 1 mole or 1 gram equivalent acid or base is completely neutralized. Here basically 98 gram H2SO4 is completely neutralized. But when asked delta Hn, we will be considering only for the neutralization of 49 grams of H2SO4. So one should be careful. So these are the questions related to enthalpy of neutralization. So we have different enthalpies. There are so many enthalpies, but these three are the most important one. That is delta HF, delta HC and delta HN. Only these are important. Alright. Rest enthalpies, there can be any number of enthalpies, and if you know the process, you can write it like H2O solid is converted to H2O liquid. What is this process? This is when a solid is converted, melted. So this is enthalpy of melting. Alright, enthalpy of melting, change in enthalpy of a system when 1 mole solid is completely converted to solid. If it is gaseous state, then it is sublimation process. So what is the enthalpy change? Change in enthalpy of a system when 1 mole solid is completely vaporized, like that. So if you know the process, you can write it down. Alright, we are given NaOH solid, it is converted to NaOH aqueous. So this is when it is 1 mole solid is dissolved. Alright, aqueous means it is highly dilute. So change in enthalpy of a system when 1 mole of a solid is completely converted to means it is dissolved, and the solution obtained is highly diluted. So this is called enthalpy of solution. Enthalpy of solution. Alright, so if you know the process, you can define it. So now we have one more thing, that is Hess law. Hess law says that if a process is carried out in one step, like A is converted to C directly, and now A is converted to B, and then B is converted to C, then Hess law says the enthalpy change in this process is equal to the sum of enthalpy changes in these two processes. Delta H is equal to delta H1 plus delta H2. Alright. So this is called Hess law. Okay. Change in enthalpy if a process is like suppose we are given say CuSO4 solid is completely converted to CuSO4 aqueous, and now CuSO4 solid is first converted to CuSO4.5 of H2O solid, and then it is converted to CuSO4 aqueous. This is enthalpy of solution, this is enthalpy of hydration, and this is enthalpy of solution of hydrated CuSO4. So you can say that delta H is the sum of delta H1 and delta H2. Like carbon is completely converted to CO2. Now carbon is converted to CO, carbon monoxide, then converted to CO2. So you can say delta H is the sum of these two processes. Alright, like that you can you can solve any means numerical based on this. Alright, so let us discuss some numericals in the next section. Alright, I think you are getting it. So this is it. Thank you.